Welcome back, little monkey fans. Today we're going to go way up to the treetop toy box for a Playmobil Knights review. We have the fantastic Hawk Knights Castle, item 6001, and it has 198 pieces. It's absolutely terrific. And we got 2 extension kits from the Playmobil Direct Service for our castle so we could make it super big. First, we got the tower extension set 6373, and we got a wall extension, which is item 6371. And of course, we can't forget about our Playmobil Knights Castle Ghost, item 6042. This spooky little fellow comes with rainbow LED lights. So cool. Well, let's get opening. Whoa! And here it is, our fantastic Hawk Knight Castle with our breakthrough drawbridge, which is one of the coolest features in this magnificent castle. Well, let's reset and take a look at everything a little bit more closely. So we've reset everything on our breakthrough drawbridge, and it actually has chains attaching it on each side here, and we can release it with the button around back and actually drop it down. The drawbridge is just so cool. On each side of the drawbridge, we have torches, and those can pop on out. You can see that we have the Hawk Knight emblem up here, and it's actually just a shield that snaps right in. And I love the outside because it looks like real brickwork. And you can see from the front here, we have 2 towers. Both of the towers in the front are displaying the Hawk Knight banners. And so those can just snap off and can be moved to display on any part of the castle. So let's head on in and check out the inside of our fantastic castle. And so here's the mechanism to use our drawbridge. There's a little button here that if we push, it will release the lock on the chains and the door will drop. If you just let it go full speed, sometimes the breakthrough part will actually pop open because it doesn't sit in there quite as snugly as we might want it to. And then to bring the door back up, we just crank it around. So there's a little walkway around here for some characters to come up and actually release the drawbridge and then to raise it back up again. So if we continue on this walkway, that'll take us to a couple of ladder steps up to our first tower. And up here we have one of our knights. He has a really long weapon here. It's almost like a longer battle axe. And then around back, he's actually carrying an extra sword on this little clip on his belt. He's got a lot of chest plate armor, and he's got on his silver belt and some guards around his shoulders and then down around his cuffs as well. Then he has a fairly plain helmet. And our guard is up here manning our castle cannon. This is so cool. This is what we used to bust through our breakaway drawbridge earlier. It comes with rolling wheels. And there's a little spot here where one of the figurines could hang on to it. And then this little button in the back is what's going to release our cannonball. So let's give it a try. Whoa, it shoots pretty far. And the good thing about the set is it actually came with 2. So we can reload it and they're ready to shoot it again. And there's our cannon. If we go down the stairs, we come to a walkway, and on the lower portion, we still have an extra space where we can store some extra stuff in the lower tower. So let's take a look at our next tower. So we have the same type of access with our plankway, and we can head up our ladder rungs. And here's our next Hawk Knight. He is pretty decked out in armor. He's got on a really long and fierce looking halberd. And we'll just pop that right out of his hand. He's got a super fancy headdress on top of his helmet. And he's got his face guard that we can pop up or leave down. He's got a super cool black sword on his utility belt. And he has the Hawk Knight shield. And underneath, you can see that he is fully decked out in armor. He's got a really high chest plate that comes up to protect over his part of his face. And he's got armor along his shoulders, his arms, and then full leg armor as well. This Hawk Knight definitely looks like he might be riding a horse into battle. And if we move back down our ladder rungs, again on this side, we have an open space below our second tower, so we could store different things in there or use that space. Here we're at the top of our next tower, which is an add-on set Watchtower. So we've placed our Hawk Knight flag in here, and that can just pop out, and one of the characters could carry it around. And there's a super cool little trap door here, so we can pop that up, and there's a ladder leading down. And so down into our next level in our Watchtower, we have our ladder that will come down into our main walkway, and this ladder will just lift right out. And we do have an exterior window here, but that gate will not open and close. It's either in or out. And then going into our little tower part here, we can pop open that back window. Fantastic. Next, let's head out on our main platform here to our side stairs. If we continue down the stairs from the upper tower, we come to a locked door at the base. Let's unlock it and check out what's inside. Cool, it's extra weapon storage. Inside, we have a crossbow. Cool, and it looks like we have an English billhook spear. Fantastic. So inside the base of the tower here, we do have another gated window, but that will not open. Next, if we continue on inside our castle, we've got an upper walkway and a little alcove or lookout spot. And then down below, we have a smaller alcove that could store a horse. And here we have one of our armored horses that came with the set. Pretty fantastic. All of the different armor pieces that he has, even up over the front of his head. He's very well protected and ready to go out into the battlefield with one of the knights. So his head will move up and down, but his legs don't move. And on the wall here, we have a little chain area, so I guess you could tie up one of the horses or maybe even a prisoner. Moving on, we come to our lower dungeon, and it is fantastic. It has some wrought iron gating on front, and of course, it's padlocked. Let's pop that open so we can check out inside. It is such a big space inside of here. And one of the coolest things is that there's a little escape hatch around the other side. So when we turn the castle around, we have a little handle here, and we can pull open a secret door or secret passageway that leads into our lower dungeon. We have some extra shelving on the inside, and then we can carry out through the wrought iron gates from the interior. So cool. And if we move up from the outside of our tower to the middle level, we have another space here, and this one has a little lever for a trap door. And it'll drop you down into the dungeon. Fantastic. If we move along up this ladder to our top floor of our tower, and we have a little trap door that we'd have to pop open to get up here. And here is our final knight for the set. He has a fantastically decorated sword. We've got jewels in the middle section and then even on the bottom. And he must be pretty high up in the ranks of the knights because he looks almost like he has a crownish type helmet on. He's got a very fancy mustache. He's got a lot of body armor on the front with the Hawk Knight emblem, and then as well on his shield. Around back, he's got a cape and a sheath for his sword. And our knight in the upper tower here would be manning this crane with cage. It's pretty cool. So we can actually lift off this entire structure and we can hang it anywhere we want along the castle edge. So it can be up high in this tower. You could even have it on one of the lower sections. We have a long string here, and it has a little holding spot for one of our figurines to hold, and they would actually pull it to raise it or pull down on the cage to lower it. Our cage itself has a little hook here where it can be snapped off and removed. And then we have our snap open door where you could put a prisoner inside. So cool. If we lower our cage down to the middle level, we have another wrought iron gate here with a lock, and this actually leads us through to to the trapdoor that we saw from the back side of our castle that leads down into our lower dungeon. Moving along from our upper cage, we've got some stairways that come down onto a landing, and we have a long plankway here, and this is actually our add-on wall piece. So if we didn't have this piece, we would have a much shorter wall that would be here connecting this back portion to our upper tower. And along here we have our add-on set of our ghost. Our little ghost here comes with a set of keys he can clank around, a ball and chain that's just resting over top of his silver candlestick. I'm not sure how well you can see his light changing, but he can go from a plain white to a multicolor changing. And there's just a little button on the bottom where you can push and he turns on and off through the different sequence of colors. So he can spookify and creep out all of the knights. And last, we have a final staircase. This isn't an ordinary staircase, as it is hiding a secret compartment. So we just push our staircase to the side to reveal our secret door. There's a little handle up here, and you could actually use the rope from the hanging cage to attach to here to have the characters pull it up, or you can simply use your hands to reveal the secret compartment. The king might hide his treasure in there, or it could be an extra weapons storage, something that you don't want anybody else to find. You can see how much space our interior courtyard has with our tower and wall extensions. And there's our Hawk Knight's castle in all its glory. Please leave us a comment and let us know which was your favorite part about this castle and the add-on accessories.
Thanks for watching. To join all the fun up in our treetop, please subscribe to Little Monkey Media's channel. Don't forget, if you like our video, please share it and click like. We go bananas for toys!